Hello and welcome to this new video. In today's video, we will change the way how a React Native app looks like. So we will change the layout, the design to make the user experience better. You will see that in a second. First of all, this app is a food tracking app built with React Native on Expo. So it's not React Native CLI. It's React Native Expo, and we also have a bunch of packages. So like, Zotstand is a state manager package, UUID, really good one, React Native, of course, and then we have React Native model, really good for displaying different models such as error messages and so on. React Native purchases, that one is from RevenueCat. It's a better way to have the inbuilt in-purchase feature in the app than the basic one from Apple. So, and actually you also have a lot of really nice stats. So I highly would suggest you to use React Native purchases, which is again the RevenueCat. If you know RevenueCat, you can just Google it if you wish. Otherwise, you can just make your own decision. You have different ones too. But however, the paywall nowadays, you can also use a paywall with RevenueCat to inject your paywall inside of your app dynamically. In my case, I'm using my own paywall. We have React Native Wait, and that one is quite handy actually because it's to ask rating from the user. So basically, we would ask the user to rate our app on the Apple Store. And that's the use check rate prompt hook, React Native hook I use. And then we have SF symbols, that's only for Apple. It's the San Francisco symbols from Apple. So the same symbols Apple uses. And because Apple decided to let users to use their own icons for the applications the developers are building on their store, such as React Native, such as the iOS apps or desktop apps. And so in my case, I want to be consistent with the native Apple apps, and that's why I'm using the SF symbols. It's a really nice one. And then we have React Native Share, easier to ask a user to share content. It's just a better one than the basic one from React Native. And then we have the SVG one, and so on. We have a bunch of different packages. Luxon, that's for the date, to manage dates and so on. So yes, we will start from here. And the first thing we will do is to reorganize the way we show data on the app. So why I'm saying that is because at the moment I will show you a screenshot. So this is how I scan a meal. Basically that was pasta. And so it's been evaluated by the app. And then this is how it displays. And what I would like to change is to move this label up there. The title will be moved down. And these two labels, that's the Nova, is to show how processed is a foodstuff. So basically, the Nova classification system framework, not too sure how to call it, but it was invented by some Brazilian researchers. It has like 4 groups. So 1 to 4. And 4 is ultra processed. 3 is like processed. And 1 is just raw food, non-processed. The health rating, but we will make the width of this label the same as the health rating, and then we will move the calorie one up there and the heading down there. And the date, actually, that's something new I have added. I will show it to you, created date. So I use a function called format mealtime in the utility functions. So basically that's a helper function. And you see I'm using the Luxon function datetime just to format the date. But that's not for today, but that's only to show you that now I'm displaying what time a food was added. So it's easy to know, oh, I ate this meal at 5 p.m. I ate this meal at 6 a.m. in the morning. Good to know. And so we know the interval between meals. but here we will just reorganize a little bit the header. And that's my prompt. I have already added the files we need, food label, and we have the food detail, which is normally not really needed for these changes, but I still added that one. So sorry, meal detail view, that's a screen of the meal detail. And then we have finally the food tracker, because our food label component is being used in the meal detail screen and in the food tracker screen. Food tracker is basically this one. As soon as you scan a meal, you have that screen. Alright, so I will just execute my prompt. It's on agent, and the model I'm using is Claude Sonnet 4. And I will submit this, and let's see what Copilot does. And this is already the changes. So we can see it moved. So this one was the header that was on the top again. See, that's my header. And it moved that one. So we need to see where is the date sitting. And so it moved it down there. The calorie indicator, that one. Because that's a date to be displayed there, I believe still at the left bottom. And we will say keep, so we agree with this. So everything, let's see how it will look after on the simulator. But the labels, the change of the position, that it looks okay. And then for the style sheet, for the way we display things, so you see here it deleted the flex one, it aligned to center. So we have a new class, so it's a site indicator container. It's not really a CSS class, it's just properties, and we mention how we want things to look like. So basically this is like CSS rules, and we use the properties to mention them in each React component. I have here a view block, and I use the calories value container. And inside, again, I have the flex direction. So normally in CSS, the rule would be CSS dash direction. But in React, we would just have it as camel case this way. And so that's all the changes. What I will do is please review carefully the changes to ensure it meets the following. And the following is what we just said before. For now, I'll just copy this in my clipboard. I will use the shortcut option and then arrow key up. And that's the one I just did before. So that's my first prompt. And so we paste this one here. And then that's a message I have asked previously. So I will press enter now. Just to review, and I want to make sure that it's like there is no other issues. Usually when we ask ChatGPT, for instance, or Claude AI to review and reevaluate the result they gave to us, it would find new issues. The first prompt is really the perfect one. Here, usually it happens, it would ask me to run some comments in the terminal. So that one is npm lint. It's basically to check if the indentation of the code is correct or not. So it runs the ESLint command, and I have it installed as a dev dependency. So I say yes, continue, that's fine. And we continue and we see what's next. As you can see, it uses the silent mode because it doesn't want to show you, any errors, like it would fix by itself, and that's fine. So it checked everything and successfully implemented. It would list everything, number to list. So we have the date formatting, we have the food label recognition, the food label reorganization, and then we have the model cart, and it displays even a structure here, the layout structure. So indeed, we want everything on the calories, it will take the entire space. Then left and meal title, that's okay, that's fine. Left to right, calorie will be left and to right. Okay, I see now. So right will be waiting and Nova. I will just ask to be sure waiting will be above Nova indicator. Waiting indicator label will be above, and the Nova indicator will be below the waiting indicator label with the same width, 20% on right side, 20% narrower on right side, and the calorie indicator label will be larger on the left side, taking most of the width. It's a bit hard to explain when we don't have a proper like mock-up or like a wireframe. Here it's a bit abstract. You can actually create a wireframe, but currently we don't have a wireframe, so we have to do it without it, and that's fine. Like, it's just a little bit harder to explain. So currently calories indicator, left larger. Did I say on the left or on the right side? So maybe above, on the right side, the same width on the right side, and then calorie label will be on the left side. Yeah, that's correct. So right top side, waiting indicator fixed 76 pixel. Right side bottom. Yeah, that's fine. That looks correct. Let's see here, 76. Oh yeah, for both of them. Perfect. So I will just delete that comment. It's not needed. Usually AI would comment like unnecessary comments, but it's fine to see if it understood correctly, but after you can remove the comment. And now, for the heading meal title, so the title of the meal, this one. Perfect, the meal title. Can we make the heading look unique and appealing for the end user? Yes, we want the title actually to be a bit like, not clickbait, but to look memorable. This is just a simple heading, and we want the heading to be more appealing, something with maybe some kind of effect. I'm not too sure yet. Let's see what Copilot will come up with, if the solution is something we like or not. So let's see. And that's the solution of the title. So again, it's not like something very with a lot of animation, like animated title. It's something still simple, but it's enough for our app. So if you want actually to see the changes, we quickly go to our terminal. We're going to see all of the changes. Okay, so that's the first change. It's on the food label. I will just make it a little bit bigger. All right, we group the indicators, the different labels. First of all, like what we wanted, the calories indicator will be now on the top compared to before where it was at the bottom here. The second one is the waiting indicator and the Nova indicator. We check first if the calories indicator exists before to show the rating and the NOVA indicator. That's actually not necessary, so I will remove that. Oh, yeah, no, I understand. Actually, that's okay, actually. That makes sense. I spoke too quickly. If the calories indicator and the rating indicator or the NOVA indicator are present, are there, then we have a gutter of a height of 8. So the gutter component is very simple. It's a view, an empty view with a height and a width. And usually I'm only mentioning the height. We can also have a gutter with a width. And here it's a height of 8. And we don't need a gutter if calories indicator and rating indicator or a NOVA indicator don't exist. And then we have, yeah, that makes sense. All right. And after we have our new style property, the site indicators container. Finally, this is the title animation with the color and everything. And then that's our new changes for the style sheet. Perfect. And the meal title, I thought I had a meal title already before. I didn't. Title, how it was before. Oh, I only had header row. Right, and where is my header row now? Oh, it got removed. Oh, okay, I see. Oh yeah, here I got removed there. Yeah, that's fine. And then we have the width, 76. So both our rating indicator and the NOVA one will have the same width. So it will be consistent, unlike here where the NOVA was narrower, you see, and the health rating was just larger. We want to have something more consistent and cleaner. Alright, so you see both of them now get the same width. And so, and here 100%, and that's for the calories indeed. The meal title, sorry, my bad. Oh, no. Yeah, oh, that's for the NOVA Guardian. Let's see quickly. Where was the 76? Getting confused. That's a rating container, NOVA container, okay. And then the other one, NOVA, oh, okay, cool. So let's have a look to the NOVA gradient here. We have the NOVA container there. Oh yeah, because of the sub, everything inside. Yeah, we want to keep the width at 100%. Let's see the rating container here. I'm not sure if that's actually necessary, the 100%. Because you have to be careful. AI would add unnecessary things, and sometimes those unnecessary things will slow down your app or will even break your app at some point. When you do other changes later on, it might break it because there are too many rules, it's too much complexity, and so it's easy to break. So here I will leave it for now, but yeah, I will actually add a comment to do check if it's really needed. Perfect. So we can commit this. And one more thing, I believe the shadow here on the text, I don't really like it. So I will try to remove. Let's see what we can do. Basically, the text is like a motivation text. Like here is track with ease, worry less. And that one comes from here, labels here, random message. And so I have a config file where I have a bunch of them because I don't want to always keep showing the same information, like motivation sentence. Once we have seen one, it's okay, you know, we become blind, but that's why I want to show different ones. And the shadow there, so can you make the shadow of that one, and the other one is the number, maybe, yeah. So that one, and off, and the shadow value shadow style milder, less. What we can do, less. Milder, less intrusive. All right, let's see. And I believe that's all. After that, we have done all changes we needed. It's perfect. We are just generating this and we are almost there. And now it did the changes for the shadow. So in label.ts, we can see it changed to a milder, softer shadow. So it would look a little bit better. You see, more subtle. I will actually, again, like I was saying previously, sometimes like lost comments, yeah, it's okay, but now it will not be relevant anymore because much more than what? Much more, if we don't know what was before, it's a bit harder to know. And yeah, you can see 1 to 0.4. So the shadow will be just milder. I can actually do 0.6, maybe, to not have much more, but just more subtle. Yeah, let's do that. I will just format the file better later. I will remove that irrelevant comment. Now it's about, yeah, that's okay, that one. And yeah, that's it, because actually all of the shadows and the helpers for the food label, I have it in a utils label.ts file. And this is actually a good practice. That's why I asked purposely to Copilot, I purposely asked to have it in a distinct file, to have all of my helpers in there. And it's just easier for the maintenance and to keep food label with only the components and not having some utility helper functions as well inside of the component. I want to have them in a separated file just for helpers. That way we keep our code cleaner, more maintainable for the future. You can see now the changes. If we go to our terminal, it's not there. Okay, so food label, that one is the to-do comment I have added. I will do yes, and here, that's for the shadow. All right, so we have made really good changes, and congratulations of what you have done with me. I hope it was easy to follow. It was actually less than a tutorial. It's just to show you more like how to do, it's more like a how to do video. And I wish you a happy AI coding, of course. I hope your journey building a similar app will be as fun as my journey. If you have any questions, of course, please let me know in comments, and I wish you a beautiful day.